Why are our heroes missing from our history books? Open an Indian history book and what do you find? Alexander came, Ghazni came, Ghori came, Abdali came, the British came. And apparently, Indians just stood around like confused extras in their own civilization. Lovely. Because according to this version of history, Bharat was not a civilization. It was a waiting room. Invaders walked in, took a token, looted something, broke something, and then got a chapter. And if Indians fought back, well, that becomes folklore. If the Indians won, that becomes needs more evidence. Convenient, very convenient. But history is not just a collection of dynasties, dates, and battles. History is memory. It tells people who they are, where they come from, and what they can become. So if you tell a civilization that its history is nothing but defeat, slavery, and helplessness, do not be surprised when its youth lose pride, fire, ambition, and faith in their own inheritance. That is why correct history matters. Not comfortable history, not politically massaged history, correct history. So let's try and change this a bit, shall we? Ever heard of the Battle of Bahraich? The year was 1033. Encouraged by Mahmud Ghazni's cowardly but devastating attack on the Somnath temple that scarred India's soul, Salar Masud marched into India with a 120,000 strong army, dreaming of conquest, glory, and the establishment of Islamic power deep into Bharat. He probably expected the usual script: invade, plunder, destroy temples, kill thousands, get called a great commander later, maybe even get a shrine. Standard package. But somewhere in Shravasti, a king looked at this rapidly advancing army and committed the greatest crime imaginable. He refused to cooperate with the script. His name was Suheldev, the warrior king of Shravasti, a king who did not see Bharat as a prize waiting to be taken, but as a sacred motherland waiting to be defended. Suheldev rose from the plains of Bahraich and raised the saffron standard against Salar Masud. And this was not some isolated outburst of anger. This was organized resistance. Suheldev brought 17 kings, warriors, communities, and clans under one common cause. Imagine that. Hindu kings uniting to defend their civilization. Naturally, our textbooks had to avoid this dangerous material. Too much pride, too much unity, too much spine, very unsafe for young minds. On the eve of the battle, Suheldev stood before his warriors. The saffron flag flew behind him, the memory of Somnath burned before him, and the future of Bharat stood at a knife's edge. He thundered, "Soldiers of Bharat, the time has come to avenge the atrocity that was visited upon us when Mahmud Ghazni desecrated our sacred Somnath temple." Now years later, another tyrant, inspired by his example, has swooped down upon our sacred land, defiling it with the blood of cows and fire, destroying our temples, threatening our dharma. Remember the outrages inflicted on our brothers, fathers, sisters, and mothers. Let the blood flowing in your veins become boiling lava that melts the bones of the enemy. Let your arms become typhoons that will scatter them like grains of sand in the wind. Let your swords and spears breathe fire on their heads until the invader falls. Hear my woe, O warriors. Standing here with the waters of the sacred Ganga on my palm, I swear that I shall not touch a drop of water until I uproot Salar Masud and every last soldier of his invading army from my homeland. With the blessings of Goddess Durga, victory shall be ours. The 80,000 warriors were electrified with divine purpose. A wave of heroism spread out among the warriors who slipped the holy Ganges water and repeated the oath to destroy the invader. 80,000 men, united by oath, faith, memory, and fury, marched to Bahraich. And there, Salar Masud's army met the one thing invaders always seem shocked to encounter in India: resistance. Not negotiation, not surrender, not "please understand our composite culture." The Turkish army was surrounded from all sides and condemned to hell. Suheldev fulfilled his promise of destroying the enemy by carrying sword and fire through the enemy ranks. the Turkish forces were thrown into confusion. And at the decisive moment, Suheldev charged into the heart of the Turkish army. There he confronted Salar Masud. The battle was brutal, bloody and terrible. And when it ended, Salar Masud lay dead. The invader who had come to conquer Bharat was destroyed on the soil of Bharat. Not defeated and allowed to retreat, not diplomatically managed, not given a peace treaty and a fruit basket. Destroyed. The invading army was annihilated. The march of terror was stopped at Bahraich. And for nearly 150 years after this, the Gangetic heartland did not witness a comparable, successful west to east military breakthrough from the northwest. Now pause here, because this is not a small event. This was not a village skirmish. This was not a footnote. This was not local folklore. This was a civilizational shield wall. Suheldev and his warriors did not merely win a battle. They broke the momentum of invasion. They showed that Bharat was not a passive land waiting to be conquered. They showed that the same civilization which produced temples, poetry, philosophy and devotion could also produce steel, strategy, unity and vengeance. And yet what happened? Salar Masud got a shrine. Suheldev got silence. The invader became a saint. The defender became a paragraph. And then we wonder why generations of Indians grew up thinking Bharat knew only how to lose. Suheldev's victory dismantles one of the most poisonous myths fed to the Indian minds, that Indians were always defeated, always divided, always waiting to be rescued by someone else. At Bahraich, Suheldev united warriors across regions and communities under one flag and one purpose: the defense of Dharma, honor, and motherland. He did not ask permission from future historians. He did not wait for ideological clearance. He saw an invader, he raised an army, he crushed him. Simple, but a very difficult concept apparently. Suheldev, along with great rulers of the age, also belonged to that generation which helped restore the sacred pride wounded by the attack on Somnath. The sacrifice that began when 50,000 warriors laid down their lives defending Somnath found its answer in the fields of Bahraich. This epoch of Indian history is not merely a tale of war. It is a tale of civilizational memory, a tale of grit, a tale of unity, a tale of refusal. Refusal to submit, refusal to forget, refusal to let invaders write the destiny of Bharat. So why is Suheldev missing from our history books? Was this an accident or was this by design? This is the question we must ask our institutions and, more importantly, ourselves. Because history is not only about who invaded, it is also about who stopped them. And sometimes the most important men in history are not forgotten because they failed. They are forgotten because they succeeded. Suheldev did not merely defeat Salar Masud. He defeated the script. And perhaps that is why the scriptwriters never forgave him. This ain't NCERT. This is Desi History Wala.